Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today in this video, we're going to be doing something fairly easy and straightforward today. And that is unboxing and taking a look at this TI-99 4A. And yes, there is a TI-99 4A in here because this is actually a TI-99 4A box. As unbelievable as it is, it's not handwritten, it's actually printed right here on the side. This is a TI-99 4A box, which is just very, very strange to me. But yeah, should be a pretty straightforward thing, seeing what's all is in this box. And then, well, going from there and testing it out. But while we're also testing out this one, and while we're in the mood for some TI-99 stuff, we're also going to be testing out these 3 other TI-99 4As. And yes, I know what you're thinking. What are you, crazy? You have possibly 3 parse machines when I already restored a beige one on the channel a couple years ago? And we're going to be unboxing this one? That's a total of 5 TI-99 4As. What, am I crazy? There is actually a really funny story as to all of this. So quite a few years ago, in fact, it was right after I restored the beige TI-99, I was on the Facebook Marketplace and there was somebody selling this very damaged and possibly non-functional TI-99 impact printer, which is a serial and parallel based dot matrix style printer for, well, it says for the TI-99, but this is actually a rebranded Epson of some kind, if I remember correctly. I've actually referenced this a few times before in some other videos I did with some printers before. And when I asked the gentleman about it, how much he wanted for it, he didn't want much, but he did say that if I buy it, I have to buy the rest of it, which was these 3 TI-99 4As that was in the same box as the printer and the printer cable for it too. Apparently it came out of a storage unit. He had no interest in them. There was nothing to them, no power cables, no video cables, nothing. So I have no idea that these things work. They've been sitting on a shelf down here for years. So while we're messing with this one, and we're gonna have the power supply and video cable and stuff hooked up anyways, we might as well just try these 3 out too. But first, let's get to the fun part. Okay, and here it is, the TI-99 4A in a very generic brown cardboard box. And yeah, as you can see, it does say 99 4A. We have model PHC004A, description 99/4A, quantity 1, DC, whatever this means. No serial number. What's really strange about this is every picture I've seen of the TI-99 4A boxes have all been the pretty ones. And what I mean by that is this is the typical box I would expect. Like the Commodore 64 was the same way. The VIC-20 was the same way, like this. A lot of the other pictures I've seen, they were all the pretty artsy boxes. But this one, it's just a plain brown box. It's weird. So yeah, if anyone could tell me, why this is just a plain brown box. Like, was it a bulk order? Was it a display model that they sent to a store because, nobody cared if it was in a pretty box or not? Education market, maybe? I don't know. It's confusing, but also kind of neat. Oh, we are full of stuff. So yeah, nice overhead shot. And there's so much paper in here. I don't know how much this is actually to the TI-99. It might just be somebody threw some stuff in here, but yeah, just start over here. We have a unknown cartridge, no label. Interesting. Another cartridge. Football. Do I have football already? I don't know. No, I do not have football already, which is awesome because I love getting cartridges and stuff that I don't already have. It's really annoying when I get duplicates, especially for stuff like this. Okay, we have a little paper here for Console Writer. Copyright 1984. Console Writer is a cartridge-based word processing program, so you don't need a storage device to use it, although you have the option of saving documents to diskette if you like. You're gonna need a printer as well. Oh, I bet that's what this is. Console Writer. We got a piece of paper here. Console Writer version 2.0. Version 2.0 provides the ability to save and load documents on cassette tape. The operation of the cassette tape is just like when using TI Basic to save and load programs to diskette. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense that they added cassette support, because the TI-99 did not have floppy disk support natively. Okay, I say natively very loosely. Technically speaking, the Commodore 64 didn't either, and neither did the Apple II. The Apple II required the floppy controller card, and the C64 and the VIC-20, you had to save it a certain way with load, quotes, asterisk, comma 8, because it natively supported cassette. So the fact that they needed to make a cassette version of Console Writer, the cassette, to use a diskette on a TI-99 floppy disk was really expensive back in the day. Tandem, wired remote controllers. When using the wired remote controllers with the TI-99 computer, you will find that you cannot move an object upward north if the alpha lock key is on. If you experience a situation, simply turn alpha lock off and your wired controllers will function properly. Addendum TV warning. Federal radiation emission standards set forth in Regulation 21 CFR 1020 do not apply to color television receivers manufactured before January 15th, 1970. Okay, so basically, if you want color and you don't want to deal with any radiation federal issue, use one that's older than the machine itself. Addendum power transformer for the TI-99 for a computer. The power transformer pack with your TI-99 home computer may differ from the illustration shown in the user reference guide. A single cord transformer where the power cord plugs directly into the wall outlet and a cord plugs into the 4-pin receptacle on the back of the console, or a 2-corded transformer where one cord plugs into the wall outlet and the other cord plugs into the 4-pin receptacle on the back of the console. The transformer itself is placed on the floor on the desk or table with your system. Both operate the exact same way. Okay, so basically just like, hey, if your power plug's not the same as it shows in the booklet, then don't worry about it. Ooh, the home accessory video modulator. Oh yeah, this is cool. Now what's really funny about this one is, if anyone remembers my original TI-99 4A restoration video, I had a problem with that modulator. The 5-pin DIN plug-in was broken. I had to resolder it together. And I learned during that the modulator, the computer puts out, I think it's like plus 12 or plus 5 volt to the modulator to power it, which is very strange that it's a powered modulator. So you had to be careful with the pinout, or you could accidentally fry something if you plug the wrong video cable into it. The football command module. How to play football. Touchdowns, yes. Defense, audibles. I don't play much for sports, but yeah, it looks fun. Teach yourself basic cassette software. Ooh, media diskette and cassette hardware. Oh, well, diskette and cassette. 1980. Was the PEV unit actually available? Well, okay. There was the sidecar floppy controller for that too. So yeah, it's just how to load the cassette and disc version, or the cassette version. Ooh, we have paperwork. Computer Express of South Bend, Indiana. Order form. Ooh, what am I ordering? Ooh, less than $1.50 each diskettes. God, if only we could go back in time for that. The cartridge storage system for 20 bucks. Are you constantly plugging and playing on cartridges? The Navarone cartridge expander for the TI-99. Was that actually a thing? And obviously there's an ad for it, but was it actually a thing? Ooh, we have a receipt here. And yes, I have it folded over because it has the old owner's information on it still. And it's from 1984. The guy bought Console Writer TI cartridge for $40, 540 sheets of paper for $8, for a total balance of $47.90. I love documentation like this. Ooh, we get 10x bucks. And another order form. Tied up by print time, cut output time in seconds instead of minutes with the printer buffer. We have another order form. Ooh, another ad. 99-cent diskettes. And TI-99 Extended Basic. Same as the TI Extended Basic, but from Microsoft. Oh no, I'm sorry. Micro-Lao. Okay, we have another receipt here. So this is interesting. Console Writer TI cart, returned for item due to RMA. For a unit price of $26.95. Wait, so he had to pay like 26 bucks to have something RMA'd? The TextNet Information Service. More than 1,200 programs and services at your fingertips. Ooh, and it shows a PEB unit. Oh, it's an online, it's an entire thing for the Texas Instruments. You can voice chat, Phonetic Dictionary, TI Help, Logo Exchange, graphics library that you can download or view. Fees for $7.75 an hour. Oh, that's cool. So it's an actual like BBS service or something. Awesome. Now we have the Texas Instruments Program Recorder Instruction Manual. I don't have any cassette drives actually for any of my computers. I need to try to get on that and get some. I would actually love to get that one because that one is a very handsome looking cassette drive. Plus it would work on basically anything that uses cassette drive. More textbooks. Texas Instruments Computer Advantage Club. Ooh. And the nearest one to me would have been Minneapolis. A baggie for the dual cassette cable, which is not in this baggie, but I actually have it from my prior TI-99. Standard parallel printer cable, but I don't see it in here, so that's almost useless. Activision game cartridge warranty, but it doesn't say what it is. Core comp, what is this? Looks like a sidecar. Micro expansion system. Power RS-232. Oh wait, is this like a PEB alternative? Yeah, it's a PEB alternative. Oh, that is awesome. I mean, it's not in the box, which actually sucks because this would have been so cool to have, but oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know there was a PEB alternative. Ooh, the basic reference card for TI-99 Basic. Control keys, ASCII codes, characters, color. Ooh, and we have cassettes. I have software. We have Teach Yourself Basic Part 1 and Part 2. Awesome. This one looks like a little worse for wear, actually, though. This one looks pretty good, though. But hey, I finally have software on cassette for one of my old machines. Okay, and here's that power brick. 2-wire power brick with both wires on this side. I don't actually remember if my beige one is like this either. But like my beige one, it has this weird little box attached to it. For use only with Texas adapter. Yeah, power supply part number. Like, I don't know what the point of this was. Oh god. The guy super glued it to the original one. Oh, okay. Awesome. Oh yeah, and here's the weird video modulator. And yeah, DC supply in. So yeah, this thing is powered by, I think it's like 5 or 12 volt, which is just weird. All right, time for the main event. Oh, look at that. That thing is gorgeous. There's no dents, no big scratches. All the letters are still legible. The reason why I say that is one of my parts machines here. As you can see, it's kind of scratched and this is basically almost gone. But yeah, this thing's actually in pretty good shape. All the keys are here. Feels pretty good. I don't know what keyboard that is. Apparently this thing's used like a dozen different keyboards. Power switch. We have the expansion cover. We have the cassette port and the power port. Video port. And the joystick controller. Oh, and he like scratched his name in. So that's a bummer. Got some damage to it, but not too bad. This one is serial number 200400683. That is a high serial number. Oh my god. Okay, so let's get this up cleared off. We're going to hook this thing up and see if it works. And in case you're wondering why I'm using this old dinosaur instead of the LCD that I used for the Commodore 64 and the other 8-bits, I got 3 good reasons. One, this is a gorgeous wood grain little television, and it looks amazing. The second one is I want to test the modulator that came with that machine, and this is the smallest TV I have that has the 2-screw style antenna jack. And the other reason is because if you go back in time to the original TI-99/4, when they were released with a television monitor that was the largest computer monitor of any home computer. And this is it. Effectively, it's not the identical one. I use a different model, but this is the Zenith System 3, which replaced the model that TI-99 was using, and they spray painted black and ripped out the the antenna style guts and hooked up a composite system to it. This is basically the same model television that they used. It's basically identical to the original TI-99/4. I think I've actually heard from somebody that it's too big. But it's a 13-inch CRT, and that's what the original one was. So, and it's identical if you look at the profile of it. So, I don't know. It fits the aesthetic, and it's from the year range, so we're gonna use it. And I want to apologize. Oh god, hey, for the static, and B, this mic flicker and stuff on the camera. So hopefully it doesn't too bad. All right, fingers crossed. Hey, that's a little blurry. Okay, so it does work. I know you can't see the screen very well. If I move this camera any closer, it starts freaking out. So, TI Basic. Keyboard's working. This is a test of the keyboard. Ooh, not every... There we go. When I turn on caps lock, it makes the letters full size, but when I put alpha lock on or turn it off, it just makes smaller versions of the letters, like not lowercase, just smaller. But hey, all the keys seem to be working. Some of the keys are a little sticky, but it does seem to work. Let's see if the game works. Okay, so in order to test the game out on this thing, and yes, I have it on so it doesn't cause static, we're going to try TI Invaders, and I'm going to torture myself with the TI-99 joysticks, which are the worst joysticks of any 8-bit home computer. Technically, 16-bit. This is a 16-bit computer. Okay, well, it doesn't say which one's 1 or 2, so... Hey, TI Invaders. Okay, so the computer's working just fine. The sound works, video works, the keyboard, well, okay, it fully works. All the keys do work, but a lot of them are really sticky. They probably just need to be used because who knows how long this thing's been sitting in this box. The joystick port works. The only thing I haven't tested out is the cassette input yet, which I guess I could go get my laptop and do that, but I'm going to save that for a dedicated video on the TI-99 itself. And side note with that, these joysticks, they're not great. They're stiff like an Atari joystick, like the old 2600 joysticks, and the buttons, are a little mushy, but they're serviceable joysticks. I mean, I can kind of see why people hate them, but for what they are, they're not terrible. I was able to play TI Invaders with it. Not well, but I was able to play TI Invaders with it. So let's get this one out of the way and test those other 3 TI-99s that I have, because why not? Okay, so first up is the worst condition one. This thing is scratched all to heck. Some of the panels are actually loose. It doesn't have any missing feet, but it has a very high serial number of 301-05772. And it has the way wrong keyboard. It has the beige model keyboard instead of the black one. And it's extremely dented. This thing's in horrible condition. This might be relegated to just a parts machine, but see if it even works. Nope. Oh. The power switch is very sticky on this. Okay, so the one key doesn't work. Okay, so I can't test any software on this one because the one key's sticky. Power switch is bad. The keyboard's faulty. It's missing keys. I can't even use this keyboard to repair my beige model TI-99 because it has a broken off key. It broke off at some point. I'll need to see if I can fix that. But it works. So at the very least, the CPU, RAM, and video chip's working on this thing. So I mean, I guess if all else fails, I could use this for parts, harvesting parts, I guess, if I was to get really particular about it. Let's try the next one. Okay, next up is this one. It's in a little bit better shape. It's dented right here and scratched, but not nearly as bad as that other machine. The grill isn't up here and it's dented up. The casing is all intact and it's not all misaligned. It is missing 2 keys, and if anyone recognizes what kind of keyboard this is, like I said, there was like 12 different models of keyboards these things used. It's got green switches in it, I guess. Not mechanical, but all right, so I got this one hooked up. I will say that I did forget to try a cartridge in that last one, but that doesn't matter much because if it's got a faulty keyboard, there's really not much I can do with it realistically. In case anyone's wondering, because I completely forgot, this one's serial number is 2400752. Just because I know some people like serial numbers with these machines. One's working. Good. All right. Ooh. Okay, so this one works just fine. Obviously, yes, it's missing 2 keys, so typing was, and I fat fingered a few things, but all the keys are working. None of them are sticky, which is, it's better than the one that came in the box. I'll admit that, but it's still a fully working TI-99 here. Cartridge slot works, video works, sound works. Powers up just fine. The power switch wasn't janky and kind of crunchy like the that one with the beige-ish keyboard. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one yet because it is technically a parts machine because, well, I already have the beige one and I have the one that was in the box. That's all intact and complete. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with it. We'll just have to see. Let's try the next one. And now for the last TI-99 we're going to be testing this video, and condition-wise, this one's right between the last one I just tested that was missing 2 keys and the one that came in the box. In that the plastics are all intact, it has all of its keys. There's nothing really standing out. It is missing a foot, sadly. Not too big a deal though. I'll just replace that with a modern one. But the stainless steel top is scratched and kind of discolored, and the looks like somebody took like a scratch bright pad to this thing because a lot of the letters are scuffed. But you know what? Let's try it out and see if it works. And yes, also while I'm at it, I'm going to test out the 2 cartridges that came in the box. I just saw them up here and realized I haven't tested them yet. So if this one works, try these out. Okay. All right. It just works too. I just realized that entire time I was talking about that, this thing was staticky, so hopefully it didn't pick up on my mic. If it does, I apologize. Let's try football. Hey, one works. Oh god, I have to do length of quarter of minutes. 5. Player 1 after your team name. Yes. No. Yes versus no. Heads. We will kick. Okay, so football works. Let's see if console writer works. Hey, console writer 2.0. So this is the one that will do saving for 2 cassette. Okay, so select option. Ooh, I can set. That is cool. Oh, I can set up a printer. You know what? That's not bad. Okay, well, this works flawlessly. Cartridge slot works. Sound and video work. The keyboard fully works. Fully functional. I was able to use it for both console writer and in BASIC. It just works. Okay, so this video was extremely enlightening and informational for me, at least. I find out I have 5 working TI-99s in various stages of needing things, and none of them are really technically compatible with each other. Oh god. So first up is this beige TI-99 4A that I've had for several years. It was one of the earliest vintage computer that I've ever picked up. It was one of the earliest restorations that I did on my channel. I've had a lot of fun with this thing, playing some TI-99 games that I've picked up over the years. It's been a really good little computer. And as you can tell, it is missing a key. I have no idea what happened. It was never in a place where it should have broken off. It was always on a shelf or on a bench. I don't know how a key got broken off. I had the key. I had the spring. I just have to glue it on in such a way where it doesn't interfere with its function. As for the end goal for this thing, though, I never really anticipated on picking up another TI-99. Or I should say I never anticipated on picking up 4 other TI-99s, especially the earlier black and silver models. But this one's going to be fixed, and I think this one, just because of the quote nostalgic factor of it was one of the earlier ones for my channel, it's probably going to be more of a display unit and be put up kind of like on a shelf or a backdrop or something with some other machines, because I do want to do that at some point. I want to build some shelving up there and display a couple of the more they're functional computers, but they're probably not going to be used too often machines. All right, so next up is the most damaged of the ones I have now. This destroyed example here. The metal's all damaged. It's separating from the plastics. It's scuffed and scratched. The stainless steel's actually got some very deep corrosion on it. The plastics are starting to separate. It's missing most of its keys. One of the keys don't even work. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this thing, to be honest, besides using it for just for parts. I mean, it's just in such abysmal shape. It did work. It's just the power switch is really crunchy and stuff. This one definitely took a lot of abuse. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Probably just going to be relegated to some internal parts. I mean, the CPU, RAM, and video card and that stuff work and that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess I could probably harvest the chips off the board and maybe do, if I ever get the wild hair to do it, maybe a homebrew computer based off the TMS 990, 9900 here, like Usagi Electric's doing. I don't want to say the phrase copy his design, but it would be kind of neat to build one like what he's building, because it is a very usable little CPU. But I have no idea what I'm going to do with this one. Next up is this one, which is slightly less damaged than the prior one, but it's still got some damage. It's got some dents right here, some scratches, a little bit of oxidation. The metal isn't separating. It is missing 2 keys, but the plastics are immaculate on it. And, you know, everything works on it. All the keys work. Yes, it's missing 2 keys. Internally, it's fully functional. So it's in a weird place where I just don't know what I could fully do with this one. I would say swap the keyboard with the in-box model, but I don't know if the keys are or the keycaps are switchable. Because like I said, they use like half a dozen to a dozen different keyboards, and I don't know if all the caps are compatible with one or the other. If they are, I'll go that route. If they're not, I'll just keep working the keyboard until the keys start working. So for this one, which is the last of the trio that I picked up with that Texas Instruments printer, this one's in cosmetically the best-ish shape, I should say. Not best, best-ish. The metal is starting to separate, and it does have some oxidation on the stainless steel. The logo is kind of scuffed off for some reason, and the metal's dented down here. But it isn't missing any keys. The keys work flawlessly, and it does internally work great. So what I think I'm going to do with this one is this one's going to be relegated to a parts machine, specifically harvesting the keyboard and some other little things and putting it into the other TI-99 that came from the box, because that one has some keyboard issues. And honestly, if I'm going to be using one of these as a, you know, mess around with one for the channel, I want one with a fully working keyboard, and this one is fully working. So at some point in the future, I'm going to be taking this one apart, taking the keyboard out, restoring the keyboard, and then getting it swapped over into that one. But besides that, I think this one's going to be set up as a spare TI-99 in case anything happens to that one, because I do like the way these steel and black ones look so much better than the beige ones. And for the final TI-99 4A, this one that came in the box. This one is going to be getting a full restoration. It is in cosmetically the best condition of all 4 of these black and steel ones. I need to get rid of this tape right here. Need to clean up the plastics. Need to get it all serviced and working good. But what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be using this one and this one to build one nearly immaculate TI-99 4A. This one that came in the box, somebody did etch their name into the plastics, whereas this one's plastics are immaculate. This one has great stainless steel. That one's a little dented. This one has a sticky keyboard. That one has a flawless keyboard. So the plan is to build one really good working TI-99 4A to use basically for the channel. Now that I have things set up here, I can set the TI-99 up right there and have this be the main one I use for the channel for any games, software, and that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much going to be the goal. But that is going to be a future video, because all I wanted to do in this video was unbox this TI-99 4A in the weird generic brown cardboard box, see what was all in there, try it out, and then also while I was at it, try the other TI-99s out, because when else was I ever going to get around to doing them unless I was to actually start the restoration of this one, which I wanted to unbox it first. So 2 birds with 1 stone. That being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed taking a look at these 4 TI-99 4As. Yes, I know I'm insane. I have multiples of the same retro computer. It's Uh, it's a problem. I can stop at any time, I swear. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions about anything that was in this video, please put it down in the comment section. I do have a couple more TI-99 videos in the works, including a full dedicated video talking about the awesomely convoluted epicness that was a TI-99 and all the weird quirks Texas Instruments did to get this thing to be released. I mean, there's a reason why it was called the successful failure of the early 80s. And I also have another TI-99 video that I'm going to be working on basically right after this, because I finally found something for the TI-99 that's actually stupidly epically cool. I never thought I would ever find one. And if anyone has seen any of the postings I've done on social media, you kind of know what I'm talking about. And I can't wait to dig into it because it's going to make the TI-99 so much more useful and basically put it on par with the Commodore 64 and the Apple IIs. So hopefully that turns out to be a really neat video once I get to recording it. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching this kind of impromptu TI-99 video. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.